Have you ever been heartbroken or really disappointed in people in your life, in the relationship, what happens to it? And do you end up feeling like you're the problem? Well, that just may not be an accurate interpretation. You see, there's actually levels of relationship that reflect someone's capacity to be in relationship. What does that mean? I'm going to share with you today 5 levels of relationship. And as you understand each one and how they play out, you can begin to recognize that having someone here might not work when their capacity is up here. And I'm going to share some stories that were life changing with me when it came to family and work and in so many areas of my life. So we're going to start, first of all, with looking at these 5 levels. Then I'm going to explain them to you and show you how you might inadvertently have someone in an area they don't have capacity. So you put expectations on them. They don't have the ability to give, and you end up heartbroken and disappointed. So the very first one is acquaintance, and then casual, then close, then we have intimate, and we have covenant. So, what does that mean at each level? We're going to go through these, but I want to share just real quickly as a practitioner. I've worked with clients for over 30, 35 years, tens of thousands of people, and they share their stories many times at a heart level. So, I feel like they know them. So I would take them from just a very simple acquaintance that came into my office into maybe a close, almost intimate. But you know what? They didn't know me. That wasn't a give and take relationship. And so I would often put myself into overextending to try and take care of them. There's so many ways that this can play out, from dating to work to clients to family. So let's go through each one. Acquaintance. Think of the people that deliver your mail. Think of the bank teller. You might know their name, you might see them occasionally, and that's it. You don't share your heart, your story. They're just an acquaintance. And the next thing we have is casual. So, where this is no relationship, casual is you know their name. Maybe it's people you see at church. Maybe it's people you see at ball games. Maybe it's people you regularly see at the store and you pause and talk. There's a beginning of a relationship, but it's never been tested. You haven't gone through challenges. You haven't really extended at a heart level. That heart level extension happens here at close. This is where relationship begins. I share my heart. You share your heart. You know as much about me as I know about you. If I know a whole lot about you, but you don't know me, that's a real problem here at this level. This is a level where you go through challenges and find out, can you work through them? Will they have your back? Will they support you and see if there's another way to look at the issue when you hit a challenge? That's what happens at close. This is the beginning of real relationship. And when close has been tested for years, when we come to intimate, you know, not only trust them with your heart, you know they have your back, and you have become knit together. Ideally, that's where, if you're going through a dating relationship and you think in the first date or second date you've gone from here to here, not true. This takes time to transverse through here. And then, of course, what we have is covenant. This is where what you have is mine, what I have is yours. It's a relationship we can have with God. We might have it with a spouse. And you see, as we go through this could be a whole lot of people. This becomes a few less, and this becomes maybe 10 or 12 at the most. This comes down to maybe 2, 3, 4, and this is usually only 1, because people work their way out of these levels based on capacity. Now, I want to share a story that's very personal to me. It was in the latter years of my mother's life before she passed away. And every time we'd go see her, I would just I would just sort of dread it because there were challenges there. And I just didn't know what to do. And then after we were there, it would stir up all kinds of things, and it might take me a week or two to recover. And so finally, I decided to apply levels of relationship with my mom. So I asked the Lord to help me because certainly if someone is a parent or a sibling or a spouse or a close friend, surely they should, if not be here, they should at least be in close. So I asked the Lord, in this season, have you called me to be in an intimate relationship with my mom? And he said, no. He said, okay, I release her from all the expectations I've put on her because I thought she was this. And then I asked the Lord, in this season, have you called me to be in a close relationship with my mom? That became even harder. It's like, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? That's an expectation. Isn't that the way it should be? Is there something wrong with me? No, that wasn't the case. As I get through this, you'll get some more understanding. So I released her from that, forgave her. And then I moved into, well, Lord, have you called her to be casual in this season? And he said, she's really between here and here because right now that's all the capacity she has as she's in the last bit of her life. And as I began to see that this was a capacity issue, it had nothing to do with my identity. Let me say that again. This wasn't about me. This was her capacity, and that's all she had at that particular time in her life. And as I let her be in here, my expectations changed dramatically. And I could receive the tiny bit that she had here as a very casual relationship. And I could receive that and appreciate it and not put on her the burden of all these other expectations she didn't have capacity for that left me heartbroken, exhausted, frustrated, and feeling like I wasn't important. When you're able to do this with any relationship, someone you're dating, you can't go from here to here in a month. That's pretty rare. You may go ahead and get married, but you know what's going to happen after you're married? A whole lot of spaghetti all the way through here. You can do this with family. You can do this with children, with siblings, with people you interact with. Having clarity on where they are so that you know if your expectations are real or if they aren't. This has changed the quality of my relationships. The close friends that I have now, they know me and accept me for who I am. And I know and accept them. These are treasured relationships. And we've gone through a lot of challenges, but we work through them. We can be honest. You can't do that up here. And the very few that are here, I know I can share my heart entirely. I already know that they trust me, they like me, and I feel that for them, and they'll have my back. They'll have my back when other people talk about me. They'll have my back when I don't always have the best words or the best way to articulate something, because they pray for me. And Forrest, I know, is continually between here and here, and he's here for me for all my life. He has stood with me through thick and thin, and we went through a process to get to here. Understanding these levels can free you up from putting expectations on people they have no capacity to fulfill. I encourage you to watch the very next video on soul tie prayers, because if you have somebody in these levels and they aren't ready to be there, you've connected to them at a soul level. And so being able to release that really can set you free. So that video is absolutely helpful, along with forgiveness, being able to forgive, whether it's yourself for getting into it, God for allowing, or forgiving others. These tools can help you have some of the best relationships in any season of your life. And that allows you to flourish and be blessed. And I just bless you to experience the fulfilling relationships God intended you to have in any season of your life.